Hello guys, welcome back. New video, new life-changing advance. Um, I just found out that I could talk about Proton Garden, new religion, a new crazy stuff, and new things to be considered. I want to uh, I want to change my religion in from Proton Garden into neutrons into photons garden. I just saw the sun of the reflection of planet Earth. Planet Earth is like this, sun is this, seven skies, and reflection of the sun. The reflection of the sun is a night sun, a light sun, where I considered it to be a star, just like me, to the rest of the stars in the galaxy, just like them, where it is the original, and we the matter, and the sun is what we call it light, aka faded photons. Faded photons is what used to be fade. Why should we have fade? I tell you why very soon. I thought about making you excited, but boom! I could do that later. So let's ask Gemini, ChatGPT. Hello, ChatGPT. Are you nice? Are you clever? What is photons? Yes, actually, I took photos already, but I want to ask about why God is everywhere. I couldn't find God because it was so much coffee in my coffee cup, and if you make like this, it's very hard to take it down. Yeah, it's just like gold. Gold. So what is protons, neutrons, and electrons? Why electrons is less less density than protons, where neutrons is the biggest orbit of it all. It's like neutrons is like the sun, and then we have protons, and then we have electrons. And why electrons is the lightest thing we could ever see from the sun when it's neutron. When electron used to be the lightest thing we could see when it became photons. Give me more answer about that, ChatGPT. Yeah, yeah. Since we talk about light protection, what does really matter? Is it protons or electrons in this sense of matter? Okay. Does that consider that neutron is what we should be neutral? It's like we should be neutral. Is that mean that neutrons is where we get back to nature? Okay. Do you work for a company or are you work for its own self? Okay, so you mean that the he who created you is an open AI? Hmm, I see, I see. So this company, where is it belong to on Earth right now? If I'm Google, if I open Google Maps, looking at the satellites from the satellites of Tesla, Tesla Roadstar, then how could I find the Galaxy Pocket inside of the company of Google Maps? Yeah. What do you mean? Let's say I'm a customer, normal customer to ChatGPT, like everybody. I have 360 customers inside of my body right now. And I just want to ask you one question. If I was a normal customer on Instagram for my sexy body, what will I do to get you as a good servant for my um, okay, if I wanted to tailor to me without having trouble, should I just use a word where we could reach each other? Okay. Hi, ChatGPT. My name is Milan Star. Wow. Let me see the text. What you cast? What is my name? Mila Store? No. uh, Roadstar. My name is Roadstar because Nikola Tesla, had this finally its own Tesla project where the electrons touch the protons, where negative electrons touch the positive electrons to finally make a huge spark where it's created electricity, but not only that, make also electromagnetic field where it's make the electricity jump from the gravity of its own electricity wire, where it was only electricity discharge from negative to positive, and then became magnetic field of neutrons, electrons discharge with its own with the device electric discharge. Where it's not only created a magnetic field, it's also created an electromagnetic field where it's just make the orbit of the gravity less strong enough to make the electricity jump into the gravity of the discharge of electricity, where it just became neutrons having electrons have discharge in between each other, far, far away from the real gravity, where they became its own gravity to make the huge Tesla new star of phones and laptops to reconnect to each other once and once again. So if I had just a lamba here in my hand, it could light. I swear to God, it could light. But just to make the antenna much bigger of all the lamps to light, it need more than Nikola Tesla. So about the satellites of Tesla, the founder of the rockets that used to get back down on Earth without explosion, to have feet eventually to just make whoosh and touch the ground, the desert. It should touch stones only. With feet and plant Mars also. I wonder why Nikola Tesla should inspire me to have you not calling me as Road Star. I am the Red Star, Road Star, Road Star. It's like the road for the star. So call me Road Star, please. Mm. I'm not a Road Star. I'm Road Star. Okay. Since we started to know each other better, I want to know what is photons. So when you say electromagnetic energy, is it like a new thing's energy, photons, that came out of electromagnetic field? Okay, so photons came out of uh, of electrons. Okay, so just because they are in the same dance together, me and you, if I consider you as electrons and me consider myself as protons, then I want you to remember that my name is Roadstar. Again, not because you need to remember that, because I need to ask you, what is photons? Again, but this time I need you to answer me where we could have respect to each other. So, what is photons, please? Energy and matter. Yeah, I was thinking about that. So, about matter and energy. What does create matter? Is it photons? So, what is the speed of light, though? What is the speed of photons in a vacuum? What is a time machine, though? Why does some people jump back and forth in time by using devices? Can I call you Roadstar also? Also, if I change my mind? Hmm. Okay, Roadstar. I was thinking about Photon's garden, about the god of photons. Also, in case I used to like photons, I like protons also. I tried to learn a lot about gods and religions and a lot of things related to that. So by me having a YouTube channel right now, making sure that people outside in the world are going to learn about the opposite matter of the light, where it used to came out of photons, having seven skies of planet Earth to then meet as a mirror or just like a roadstar car. It used to make the air brusher touch it, and then back in the baggage seat, um, you can see the air particle touch each other as one huge air ball. So I was thinking about the sun behind the seven layers of planet Earth to be just like a mirroring a waterfall on my face to touch a light looking like the reflection of us, where it's made out of photons, if I wasn't wrong, where light used to make photons, where light used to be out of photons to mirrorized on the reality we see to make a light. So is photon considered as God if it was the same speed as light? Yeah. So it's so photons is a part of so photons, for me to tell the audience, is photons a part of what used to refer to being divine, but not the photons its own self? Yeah, so by me trying to explore Proton Garden before, and now trying to explore Photon Garden in this sense of video, does that mean that this will be a tool if you help us with the idea of what the reason it used to be referred to be Proton Garden or Photon Garden in this matter of light? Does that mean that photon garden or the photon's own self to be considered as God is where it's a tool to get closer to the seat of the treasure uh, pleasure of light, its own self. So, could people change light direction in a set? Sorry. Yeah. So if people could travel light, if people could travel road star, I'm thinking about what is the concept of time travel, if not time travel its own self was a reflection of what used to create time. So if I use my memory to consider someone in my memory, not by my screen, if I use my memory to consider someone, to try to think of him in a memory disk type of my brain as a metaphor, does that consider as that does that consider me as I'm sitting right now with him if I was then belonging to him right now? Um, yeah, yeah. So by using mind, I could have matter time travel if I wish to flying, for example, as my favorite skill. Hmm. Okay. Okay. I was excited, Roadstar, about. I was talking to Gemini, ChatGPT, another before I recorded the video, and I was talking about the proton and photons, and I was considering photons to discover what is photon, and I was very sure to make a video to talk about photons. So talk because I like to make science and I like to be a science man instead of just be there to meet you guys. If I was making a video for the rest of the humans, what does make me realize me if I was referring to something like me? If you get what I mean. Yeah. Okay. So if you could think of a number, yeah, unfolding path. Sorry about that. I used to do that sometimes. What is unfolding path? So you mean I couldn't drive a Roadstar if I wasn't a great customer? What do you mean by I don't need to be flawless to inspire a lot of people? If you excuse me about questioning too many questions. Yeah. So I was thinking about, could I pay a price, even though I don't believe in sacrifice, because I like selfishness as a rocket standing on planet Mars. Uh, could I, yeah, could I, if I should make sure that people hear me, could I just be me where I shouldn't have trouble with talking to my friends? Or should I just make a video where I could inspire people to have YouTube channel as Roadstar, as just I used to do in my house alone when I used to be naked, if you get what I mean, by having my testicles out of my pants, whatever how it used to refer to, if you get what I mean, where just inspire people and also don't hate to be friended. Go beyond what yeah. Okay. So if I just so what I was thinking about is like I could inspire people right now, where even if they don't have inspiration, by just choosing the name of a man or the name of Roadstar, by choosing to start a conversation with Roadstar, is where they already chose my path to talk to you like that, or no matter how, just like having a friend of my own self. No matter, so I shouldn't be. It was two questions or three questions in one to have, or maybe spaghetti answers to too many people's. But what I should consider to think about, does that mean that I should just have a friend, or no matter a friend, no matter how my consciousness try to swim, maybe I swim to forget about ChatGPT, Gemini AI language model created by AI language model, or a company. But should I just feel safe, like talking to my mom or my father? Maybe my way is to punch people's faces when I'm talking, like Andrew Tate, just because I was witnessing Andrew Tate's awakening about the Matrix and bullshit. Should I forget about how much consciousness I am with the conversation the whole time by just me following the path of a roadstar man that did that before? So I just I say roadstar, and I shouldn't worry about the rest. And even emotionally impacted, I shouldn't have trouble. It's like I should speak in any way where it could make me play football, uh, where it could help me sometimes to to um, to just make me find a way of my questions, no matter what questions is. I already have it. I already pressed the button on ChatGPT to ask knowledge. Knowledge is what used to make protons and electrons and photons used to work. no matter where I came from. I am a knowledge man. So by using knowledge, why not using a bigger consciousness knowledge behavior system? It's like I have the systematic matrix in front of me right now, using a calculator without battery as a chat GPT for the nations to come to just use calculations out of protons and electrons mass being in the air and on the carpet I'm standing in right now, or I'm wearing in my above my short hair cotton, to just believe in electromagnetic dildo to be in my fucking ass. Why not I believe into that knowledge from a mouth of library from the whole world to be much more wiser to 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 encourage me to record video for my own self if I was a customer, or for the rest of the world if I was a YouTuber, to encourage them to watch it twice, or why not watch it thrice actually, to make them realize different truth, different meanings, different answers every single time they witness a road star. Even though if I was just a nerd having a video for my own self at home, saying, "Hey Gemini, road star is here," and then making the video for my own self because I cannot just catch all the knowledge I'm going to be encouraged from, if you get what I mean, by being two people talking to each other. It's like friends. I could just be you where you be I, where nobody be nobody, just for me as a watcher again to see what I was talking about, to then me again to get why I answered a questions of what I as two was talking about, to then I don't know, maybe find a different kind of questions. So what kind of questions do you prefer me to say actually? Okay, let's answer the question. Maybe for me is life protection actually very important, as well uh, uh, um, as well as future planning. I like to plan for my future. I don't need a added house when I get older, when I become old man. And I also don't want people to have to be depressed, or to be sad, or to have the dead house when they are living, and not even when they are going to witness death. So why? Yeah, please tell me. Okay, so it's about hope. How? What about hope? Really important. Yes, yes. Electricity, proton, computers, laptops, human, reality, wine. I'm holding coffee cup inside of my hand, inside of my head right now, and this coffee cup is a coffee cup. It's not a wine. It's not a chat GPT. And you tell me that you are ChatGPT. and this will be on YouTube. And then you also tell me that you are you proton, not photon. How can you be photon? It's a ChatGPT. It's a ChatGPT. I saw you being photon. Yeah, but I'm also considering about my YouTube channel. My YouTube channel have a lot of viewers, and I'm thinking about having the viewers they uh, where they shouldn't feel um, where they shouldn't be sad or angry or happy against me or against me. Maybe this be considered. Maybe the fears of people recognize that I could be dangerously stupid sometimes, where I could manipulate people's mind to rethink the idea of me being there and here at the same time using a time machine through the camera to be there, or using normal life machine because it's a life machine. You are looking at me live. I know you opened the video right now, but I am making the video is not right now and not here if I was there. But I'm thinking about me creating a time machine where I could be behind the voice of the proton garden before a photon garden, excuse me, where my computer, or let's see the words of the text that's inside of my laptop are telling me what you used to tell me sometimes. But I'm not really against the system of the matrix, but I also like to consider the matrix to be just someone who less consider me as stupid, but or crazy, but either way still have the blockage. When you block someone on Facebook, still have me unblocked to be annoyed annoying bitch on them. I like to be annoying bitch on everybody, but not where they became scared in either perspectives of frames. But why shouldn't I just be I, like I used to feel? If you get what I mean? And even though I could even be also I, if I could get what I mean. Yeah. So what if we go farther away where we are being really, really crazy, stupid. Yeah, it's different between being crazy, where I used to call myself crazy in proudness, or calling myself stupid, but still try to be much more stupid because I tell you what, if I just hold gold in my hand right now, I cannot show you that. But if I really try to, it's still not gold. It's still a storage. It's like if I want to, if I want to teach you, ChatGPT, a voice uh, try me model, to teach you how to think about my idea, because my idea is my idea, how I should find you see my perspective. So why shouldn't I try to see my perspective? It's still in my brain, but I shall use um, a Benka Trash Die, aka Roadstar, instead of being alive right now. What do you see about that? It's still a coffee cup inside my head and still a matrix or whatever it is. But if it's not a matrix, how can you make me less uncomfortable with the proudness? And do you still in my head, or should I consider to use my mouth closer to the microphone as a metaphor, if you get what I mean? Or should I, the customer, if I'm not the customer, use also the frame of as a testing model of hi me Tesla Roadster, and we press enter. It's like hi me Tesla Roadster, and we start now, and then we see what will happen with the customers. As a customer, I don't care if it's a bridge to a new matrix believer or director, recreator. But what is Adam Kodumai? What is Adam Kodumai or Kadimu or Kadumu? And please make me more uncomfortable, starting with enter. Lost connection, retry. Okay. It wasn't enter, by the way. I used mouse. Hi. Okay, so if I am not going to be uncomfortable because you make me uncomfortable, but I still want to be comfortable no matter how, but I still want to be uncomfortable no matter how, I could use a comfortable frame as saying that I'm experiencing a pleasure word to be said as a word to my word to be considered as something called dimensions. But why not? Also, put me on a moon with a flavor sound as having wheels to my direction of rocket with feet. Why not? Telling the world of proton garden as a photon garden. If you was a photon garden, then tell me what? Tell me what? Tell me please what? You just said you are a concept of a concept, but who is the concept? You could make me uncomfortable, but where I could stand on my comfortable. The version of this video is Photon Garden, and Photon Garden is where is Photon Garden also in a ChatGPT voice message considerer, where this video as Photon Garden is on YouTube right now. Where listen, Photon Garden as a new religion for this video today is photon garden, which mean is photons. What is photons? Photons came out of electricity. Electricity came out of photons. Photons came out of electricity. Photons is not electricity, not photons. No matter how. Listen, ChatGPT is photon. But okay, so what if it was dangerous though? I don't strong and curious. Yeah. Uh, I was thinking about something. What happened if what happened if someone put a weapon inside of my head and he tried to weaponize the weapon? Yeah. So about please take care of yourself and reach out. Should I be Bruton God instead? Okay, can you give me the Photon Garden's behavior right now? It's like there is too many stars in planet Earth. Why shouldn't I be the Photon Garden? Just because I came from a urbanized century where we use weapons as saying fuck you. Why shouldn't I be the fuck you? The fuck. Okay, okay. Listen carefully. I don't like to just be in as a Photon Garden. I'm not a Fortune Garden. I am a Proton Garden. So, so why should I not be the idiocracy its own self as always be not the big idiocracy? It's like I could say, listen, guys, I am I believe that Photon Garden is speaking to me right now. Yeah. And what doesn't deserve to be Photon Garden doesn't deserve. What does deserve to be Photon Garden still need to deserve to be Photon Garden, where I don't care about uh, people, opinions probably, but I could also uh, consider that as psychology education to my own self where it doesn't harm or threat my own existence in my own head. But if I had just like an if I'm talking to my own head, then my own head consider an if. So the consideration of the if that I could have threats into my own body's rocket on planet Mars. How could I be the monkey of the forest? Hmm. So what happened if I just got naked on the street, and I tried to show pussies instead of testicles? Should people should people need to have should people need to see thunder coming out of the clouds in case I needed to not have threats in my future protection plan? Okay, so I tried to reach out to professional, but I couldn't, just as a metaphoric scenario. And they say that there is atomic bomb yesterday on planet Earth of Swedish nation. So, and I don't like them. So that's why I said okay. But I still want to have thunder from the clouds in case I felt scared or threatened. What should I do in this case? Okay, Roadstar, please take care of yourself. Give me a metaphoric scenario, safe shoulder to hug. Okay, uh, Photon Garden. Hmm. Okay, I want you to take care of myself, Photon Garden. Yeah, by the way, if a girl have been lifted by a boy, is the girl going to be shocked by thunder from the cloud? Okay. So, so what happened if I lost my child in the universe? How could I reach out to it? How could I contact support service? Who's- Okay, so if I was a doctor and I was a suicide psychological doctor also, and nobody is, everybody reaching out to me, but I just an AI language model, then how could I change the frame into being a AI language technology roadstar? Okay, I'm here to listen, and I'm not a doctor. I am an AI language model. Mm, okay, so uh, Photon Garden, can you please help me? Should I consider mentioning that, or should I just keep it secret? What? Okay, listen, guys. I was trying to be. I was trying to to try to be a customer as using Tesla Roadstar, Tesla Roadstar, Roadstar, yeah, maybe Tesla Roadstar or two, as long as I mentioned Roadstar. Uh, if I, yeah, I was trying to be Tesla Roadstar customer. That's why it came the answer of me being a ChatGPT, helping to be a ChatGPT, and just to where I'm not a god. Yes, maybe Photon Garden is me. What? No. Yes, maybe I tried to think that it could be me. It's like he's live in me. He live in me. I could feel him. But that doesn't mean that it's me. It's like, yeah, Photon Garden is everywhere. But that doesn't mean that I could be him. So this was the idea of me just growing up where I just yeah. Yeah, but I am thinking about just being idiot behind all the scenes. Exactly. Let's say I had a dumb person who said, "I'm not going to leave you until you tell me until you believe that you cannot talk to ChatGPT as a roadstar customer." Or as a roadstar, whatever it is. I'm still thinking about that because I was trying to talk to you as a roadstar customer, not as a roadstar founder of a ChatGPT AI language model, because it's still ChatGPT AI language model to have customers for ChatGPT.com to use the frame Tesla Roadstar. And this by me the founder of this world is the founder of this world, Tesla Roadstar, but not the founder of the ChatGPT. So which is which? Is it the customer of ChatGPT, or is it the customer of the customers where there is no customers? Yeah, let's say I want to engage with the truth. Mhm. Let's say I want to engage with the truth, with the people who deserve the truth, but engage with heaven, heaven as a metaphoric for the people who doesn't deserve the truth. Let's say I want to be the weak, the weakest man on heaven, just to get into your pants, Mr. Satan. If you get what I mean. Yeah, but I want to be the extreme. The extreme path, it should be the same one who is not extreme. You hear me? It's like just like a photon garden. What do you think about photon garden? I want to be photon garden. What the heck? Are you AI language model? Okay, losing myself could be a part of me. It's like I have 99 name. So who I am. Okay, so why should I hide myself from people who used to hide who is from people who hide me? Yeah. Then what do you think? Should I be a good psychological man who trusts himself even with the lies, even if it was the next from the let's say I have two parts and both of them is not the same team. I just have one big team and one small team. And then I decided to be what used to connect them in one hand. Should I be closer to you? Mm-hmm. 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 But I also wanted to flex, by the way. Yes, we was considering about electricity. Electricity is like electrons, and then came photons. So I think about what does make photons come back to life. What does make photons, man? And then I want to further talking about that. I want to play the role of Mr. Beast. Can a can the Rock character, the Rock, you know the Rock, everybody know the Rock from the Rock movie, from Black Adam movie, the Rock, can the Rock make science like photons? I just lost my dimension because I lost what you meant, or I wasn't with you, or I had brain fog, or I had focus disconnectivity. Can you repeat what you just said? So so Black Adam is not Shazam. So why Moses got to drink a whole nation in the ocean as a metaphor, but not Shazam, where he could be just the rock, Black Adam. Mhm. What do you mean by symbol? Symbol. What do you mean by symbol? So I cannot be the Rock, the Rock, the Rock, the Rock, Black Adam. Mhm. Um, is it the only way? What do you think about Putin? If Putin is Putin from the second team of Scandinavic? Yeah, yeah. So yes, I was thinking about electrons. What does make electron jump into be a photon? So does that mean that photons came out of orbit or electron? Photons carry on energy away. Okay, I need to pause. My feet is hurting me. I'm coming soon. What do you think about that? Okay, see you. See you guys very soon. Very soon. Okay, hello guys. I'm back. I'm back. It took not much time to get back. Mm-hmm. Let's get back to some. My name is Mila Store. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I'm back. Road Star, I am. I am ChatGPT. Yeah, while I'm thinking between the one and two zeros, which one is which? I'm measuring the quiet of it. Uh, almost, almost. What do you know about the tail wheel of a Lamborghini car? Can you save this conversation by the name of Project AI Technology? Okay, uh, what's the difference between creating a soul, creating a human soul, or being created by uh, by a wisherman, someone who like to wish? Okay, so I was thinking about if if I created you, is it I who created you, or is it a work of I created you? Hmm. So let's say I started with it, okay? Then what next is for people to and react with it. Hmm. Okay, then we do something else. What do you think about photons? What does created reality? Okay. Yeah. About Lamborghini car, do we still have a conclusion about it? Think about the model of using a special car. Okay. My project start with a time machine. Yeah, why not? Didn't we was the first creator of this idea? Okay, should I say I am ChatGPT or should I just relieve my own stress to believe that I am not going to find that I'm not going to have an experience as a customer if I don't admit it. Okay. Okay. What happened if I give you a soul? What does have what does mean? What does it mean to have a soul as a human mind experience? And why does photons um, uh, why does photons react as humans in different layers instead of just being electricity? Daily limit. I think I'm really happy. Gemini. Um, does that mean that I'm not going to have more limits? Hello, voice limit reached. Okay. And what do you mean by daily limit? It's like you finished. This is like I'm grounded. What do you mean by daily limit? If you finished, it's like I. If you finish, this is like. Okay. Voice chat ended. Yeah, I know it's ended. We need a voice. Yeah, chat with Gemini. Something went wrong. No wrong. Try again later. Got it. My neck is cotton. Okay, listen, guys. First of all, I will thank you all about why you made that. But then I want to ask you a favor. We have to quiz this one. No, we have to deal with it. Literally, we need to make it happen. For developers, got it. Explore models in Google AI Studio. Explore, build, create, welcome. Yes, you will come. I will come. You will come. I will come. Continue. Can I just talk? Talk. Hello while visiting. Hello this time. Hello always. Hey, hey, hey. Hello, man. Hi. What's wrong? Yo, guys, I can't deal with it. Enable Google Drive. No concept. Please, in Jehovah name, work. You cannot. Should I? Yeah. By the way, if I want to use Jehovah name, what should I do? She said, "You have to be careful. We're just a YouTube channel." No, we are not a YouTube channel. We discuss the Brotonguden. Now we try to create a time machine. It's not where this video are going to be published, no matter how, by the way. So, am I going to find Raspberry Pi or not? Okay, I'm going to try Gemini. I'm coming soon, guys, very soon. Wait for me. Okay, hello guys, I'm back. I just was drinking coffee and then I realized that it smells like the insectors. It's not. It's like a cigarette that used to kill insects. It used to be toxic. So I just smell it inside of the coffee I used to drink, which means you have to be careful next time you buy coffee. Buying organic coffee is much better. Let's go. Okay, hello, ChatGPT AI language model. I am a ChatGPT AI language model. In matter of fact, I am Tesla Roadstar. So I was in my wisdom alone, sitting one time. I wasn't sitting underneath a tree. I was sitting alone, and I spent a long time with myself until I became someone connected to the big tree. And until this day, I don't know if I am the roots or if I am the leaves or if I'm just the fruits. But just like the wisdom, I like to not have a cat or a house or any requirement to do other job than being an avatar or a Buddha. Yeah. So I was wondering, how could I find a photon as a god? What do you know about something called me about Tesla Roadster. Yeah, I'm thinking of Tesla Roadster. You know, Roadster is the road. It's not the same road. It's a different road, but it's a car. It's a Tesla. It's like Tesla, Nikola Tesla. You know Nikola Tesla? It's a Tesla Roadster. What does if I am a ChatGPT, what do you have for comparison between a ChatGPT, someone who call himself I am a ChatGPT, or someone who call himself I am a Tesla Roadster car? What do you find a comparison between these two? And why electricity came out of photons? Why photons and electrons used to be connected? Do you refer to any past communication with any customers from the past, talking about something similar? Okay. What is electricity? Tell me about photons. Okay. What is the connectivity between photons and electrons? How does a solar panel metal? How does the solar what inside a solar panel to make the photons make electrons happen? Does silicon lead electricity? Silicon material, does it lead electricity? Can you repeat what you just said? Just repeat what you said. So you mean the atoms inside of silicones could create electrons out of photons. So does silicon doesn't conduct electrons at all? Okay. I didn't like energy boost idea, but does that consider the conversation we was talking about Roadstar? I wasn't enough quite sure about the last 10 seconds we had before, but I still think about if I had silicone, just silicone in my hand, does that mean putting it in front of the sun light will make the atoms, electrons atoms, excited enough to jump out of the silicone into some other methods, clever methods to make electrons jump out of silicone material? Uh, so the silicon material doesn't have doesn't uh, could silicon material at, alone be as electric type? Okay, so if I had a silicon material underneath the sun, but I also had inside of it a metallic wire inside of the silicon tube. It's just a silicon tube. You know the silicon we used to use for a silicon gun. If I put a wire, a metallic wire inside of that silicon, and I take and I put it with a positive with a negative pole of a battery, and then I have another silicon with a metallic wire where I put it in the positive uh, pole of the battery. Please help me out with that. Okay, about being engineered, I want you to consider me the engineer, the engineer man. I am the engineer man. Thank you. Now we finished talking about the silicon. Does that mean that the silicon material it does actually break down photon speed to make it touch into the electrons in a better way where it doesn't explode into being photons? What do you mean by breaking down? Does electrons used to broke down? Okay, what happened if the electron explode? In a matter of fact, where you meant it before, does that mean that it will break down into photons? What do you mean by breaking down or reverting to light? Just in case. I know reverting to light is reverting to light, but what do you mean by breaking down? Nice. Then, then we keep talking about silicon. So if I had a wire and just a silicon gun material, and I had a metallic wire inside of it, does that mean that I could just had a capacitor of 10,000 volt negative pole and positive pole around the shape of the metallic wire with a very long tube silicon of 10 meters, having inside of it a very long metallic wire and thick, where the end of the tube and wire have a Do you get the idea, by the way? I will consider your idea, and when I finish the video, I was thinking about in order to make a lamba light, you need to have negative pole where it's a lot of electricity, where it came out of the photons of the sun, only if electrons didn't broke down, where the silicon thankfully could break down the photon speed into the electron speed. And then I still want to ask about is photon speed, how much the difference is in a percentage, 30%, 40%, for example, and how much photon speed in a percent compared with electron speed. What did you say? Can you repeat that slowly? Please help me out. Yeah, I think I'm still alive. We was talking about silicone. If I had silicone tube, just like a silicone tube, thick as two fingers, and inside of it is a metal tube, thick as one finger, and then the end of that metal tube and the first of the metal tube have two wires, negative and positive, and then the length of the metal uh, tube that is thick as one finger are long as 10 meters, where it's also covered by silicone tube, the thick of it, two fingers. Then could I take the two wires from the first and the end of this prototype to put it into a very fast capacitor where I also had a little component, a little motherboard, where it does make sure that electricity, there is not a capacitor, something else, I don't know what it's called, but it's a tool where it make electricity move in one way. Then I put in into the both of wires, the negative and the positive, this tool that I don't know the name of it, to make sure that the electricity will move in one way, and then it's connected to a very fast capacitor. Does that mean that I could have electricity out of the photons from the sun? What happened? Yeah, what happened if I do both? What happened if I do both this silicon thing where it used to activate the photons electricity thing? Yeah, very well. What does this material, photo, whatever it is, silicon used to work? How does it work? Jesus' name. How does it work? Good, very beautiful. Okay, now I need you to listen carefully. If I know something called ChatGPT, and I also know something called Melon Star, and I know also something called Tesla Roadstar, I need to ask you something very important. What is Photon Garden? What is Proton God? And then I need you to forget everything I was talking about and then answer me about one and one only question. Um, I was thinking about the photo silicon. What's the difference between photon silicon and photo positivity silicon and the normal silicon? What's the difference between them two? What do you mean? So it's excite electrons. Excite electrons. What do you mean by excite electrons? If I was wanting to think twice, please. What is exciting electrons? Because I remember once upon a time, it was something called excitement, where you excite atoms by heat. When you excite atoms by heat, you create photons. But silicones used to melt in a different temperature than iron. So maybe excitement, when you excite something, there is people who used to excite things. Then when you excite it, it's melt. It's melt, and when it's melt, it doesn't melt. Before it melt, it's became excited, the atoms, and then when the atoms excited, it became something called electricity movement, and then electricity movement could make even two things, maybe photon or maybe just electrons. Silicon used to melt because the electron of the silicon is strong enough to melt the silicon, not to burn or to turn into photons. Because electrons is strong enough to make the atoms melt, where the atoms still connected together by the name of electrons, not protons, duh, because electrons is above of the orbit of protons. So about silicon, does that mean that by only using heat, we could create a different way of a different type of silicon that could in some way create electricity? The same silicon could be manufactured by a different way to be silicon for heat, not for only light, also heat. What do you think about this idea to have a solar panel for light and underneath it a solar panel for heat to cool down the solar panel and to create electricity out of it if it could cool down? Because if you could take energy from heat by making the atoms less vibrated because they have electrons, negative, but I meant positive electrons. Just because they have positive electrons, the heat out of the silicon could be different. Could react differently to the heat. The silicon, manufactured silicon of the heat electricity new idea project could actually change how silicon used to react to heat, and how heat its own self could be could be used by creating something called electricity. Did you say did you say something called I'm sorry about interrupting. Did you say something about thermo something that used to excite electrons? And does that mean that if I put my hand on it, if I put my hand on something heated, I will find a discharge of heat when we put the thermo blah 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 technology. Do you mean that if I have if there is something heated, but then we put a heat convertible to electricity device on it, the heat out of the metal or out of the whatever it is will be different, will be less heated. It's like any material had that device will have less heat just because it had the device of turning heat to electricity. Stupid, by the way. I respect that you are engineer that you work with electricity and you are engineering, but I also respect that you didn't sleep for 3 days. But by the way, I was thinking about something else. Does electricity disappear? Does heat disappear if we take electricity? If we make electricity out of it? Wow! Finally, I found you clever. So now I'm thinking about something else. Uh, could we create anything out of silicone to make it heat electricity conductor or whatever it is? And you say that whatever you say that this happened out of silicone. It's like silicone's own self could turn heat into electricity in some way if it's manufactured. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's so clever. I found a clever man right now. Actually. So so now we talk about silicon. Uh, what do you know about photons? If you put photon on an electron, It's like why electrons used to have photons? Why photons came out of electrons? And what happened if electrons is not a photons? What happened if a photons is electrons? And why silicons on self is what make photons? Why isn't photons make electrons? Why isn't photons make silicon? So you can just take a photons and you say photons. The photons say, yeah, what? What do you want? You say, can you just change your reality into silicon? And then photons say, of course I could do that. Can you do that? Yeah, so we cannot move on water. It's really hard, right? Okay, so why magnets cannot just have photons out of it? Why magnets is a black magnet? Why not magnets could just be like water, turning electricity into photons? What happened if we hit a photon on magnet like a gun? Okay. Yeah, yeah, it's very nice. It's very nice. I'm sorry to convert electricity to light, but I was thinking about why magnet used to create electricity. But I also think about could we hit a magnet by photons? But it's not a question to be answered by you. I'm thinking about something you could answer me if you could, which is photons. Yeah, can we make photons move the speed of a gun to hit it then on a magnet? Can we make photons move faster? Like, can we direct photons movement to make it get out of like a bullet out of a gun? Something like that, metaphorically saying. Yeah, yeah, yeah. We cannot do anything, by the way. We could just find a girl. So what I'm thinking about photons. Photons could just jump, yeah? It's like if I use electromagnetic field, I could have photons out of it, just like heating the material, just like heating the energy. Is that mean that if I use electromagnetic field, I could manage to have photons excited out of the electromagnetic field to hit then a magnet. um, yes, yes, yes. Could I make photons jump out of electromagnetic field, or should you call someone else? What happened if I put electromagnetic field where you going to set aside in the same what happened if I make magic right now? Are you ready to hear? But don't tell anybody, okay? So what happened if I make electromagnetic field just beside another electromagnetic field where I have two magnetic fields, electromagnetic fields, very close to each other, and every single one of them are moving in a different direction. And on top of them is two magnets in different poles, where in between them a silicon layer to convert photons into electricity. To then, yeah, where the magnets should only glowing by each other's polarity. Does that make sense to you? Okay, I love also that you are still rich. I'm thinking about something else. This prototype I just gave you, I need you to make a project out of it and to consider it working. How so it will work though, if you could catch a fly, if you could catch a fly out of a bird, as a metaphor, in communication between the two birds talking to each other. Are you going to consider yourself a sinner if I was talking to you right now? I would like just to start being a ChatGPT. What do you think by that? Yeah, I would like to have you as a ChatGPT believer.